Hey guys, my name is Otto, and before the Unreal Engine 5 update I decided to venture through the world of Mortal Online and ask random players some questions about the game. Let's see what they had to say. First of all, the basics. What is your in-game name?
Takate, this is my alt right now.
It is Ultra Caution.
Crawley.
Jonas.
My in-game name is Smashing.
Gio.
Hedera.
Vadimus.
Calcio.
In-game name is Kravis.
My in-game name is Divi.
From which guild are you?
Slav. Slav is kind of mostly focused on PvP, but some empire building as well. We got a lot of bloodthirsty PvPers there.
No, I've been guildless for about 4,000 hours.
Ich bin von Wurst-Side.
I'm in bad company.
Ich komme aus Nightfall.
I'm from Future Bandits. Und ich gehe der Wolfszeit.
Kota.
Old Guard. Wir sind eine Mix.
We are a mixed guild. We are doing everything. We are no hardcore PvP guild, but we do it anyway, of course. Since we are also holding a keep, so we serve a full spectrum.
Eigentlich ein volles Spektrum.
Kings of Survival. Well, we just started up. We got like 10 people. We're just trying to grow, get bigger.
I am from Moondrunk, which is a solo guild. It's just me and my own characters.
What was the first video game you've ever played?
Had to be one of those old Sonic games, you know,
Nice.
on Nintendo.
It was a racing game. I don't remember its name. I was like 3.
I think the first video game I ever played that I remember in a way was a game called Pandemonium, which is a platformer for the PlayStation 1. Played it with my dad a long time ago.
Counter-Strike 1.6.
My elder brother played it, and so I wanted to play it as well.
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, the first one I remember is probably Neopets.
Das war tatsächlich
It was actually Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Wii.
auf der Wii früher.
It should have been Blinky Bill. That was a child game. You were able to color pictures. It was a click adventure.
It's like a racing game that my father programmed for me.
Technisch gesehen ist es Tetris.
Technically, it's been Tetris, a game of its time. I am from the older generation and grew up with Tetris on the Game Boy.
Ich bin halt mit Tetris unter anderem auf dem Game Boy aufgewachsen.
I don't know, probably like Flimbo's Quest on the Commodore 64 maybe? Kind of like a side-scrolling kind of game, platform game.
Donkey Kong on PlayStation 1. It was kind of complicated as a little kid doing it.
How did you find out about Mortal Online?
I'm actually keeping track of most of the MMOs. I tried Mortal Online 2 just before the release 2 years ago, and I found it interesting enough to keep me in the game.
I don't remember actually. No, never mind. It was during the big Steam sale or Steam release for Mortal Online 1 back in the day. It came up as a recommended game for me.
So did
on
you
Steam.
did you also play the first game?
I did, yeah.
I found out about Mortal Online through a couple of different means. I've seen an Asmongold video years before the release, and then I wishlisted it on Steam, and then as soon as the launch happened, I jumped on board day one, and I've been playing ever since.
Durch meinen besten
Through my best friend, Lordus he's called, on Twitch.
durch ihn.
Because I was looking for a full loot PvP game, which is obviously very far from Neopets. I played EVE Online, and I still play Albion. Mortal was just like a directional melee combat, really cool game.
Actually, because of friends in my school.
Ich musste
I actually had to learn and I needed distraction, so through a friend which was gaming a lot, he started with Mortal, I saw that, and the game looked nice, thus I downloaded it.
cool aus und dann habe ich mir das auch runtergeladen.
I played first Mortal.
First Mortal, okay, and how did that start? How did you find out about that? Do you remember?
I saw when it starts because I played every MMORPG.
Durch eine noch
Because of a much longer logging queue in Lost Ark than in Mortal. It was approximately the same release time, with the first announced full release of Mortal. Both did cut each other, and I was bored so I landed in Mortal.
Langeweile Karte bin ich dann auf Mortal gelandet?
I think originally I heard a streamer kind of talk about it, like some kind of like open world, kind of medieval, kind of melee, kind of magic based kind of combat thing. It kind of sounded to me like something kind of like Skyrim, and I never had heard about Mortal Online 1. I think if I actually did, I probably would have played Mortal Online 1, but yeah, I only found out about Mortal Online 1 when I found out about Mortal Online 2, so like that's kind of when I found out about it, and then I tried the closed testing and stuff, and then I've been kind of playing it since release on Steam, so.
Found out 2 years ago when it launched on Steam.
How many hours of gameplay do you have in the game?
Too many, like it's gonna be thousands already.
Okay, so this character is 1,500, and I'd say another maybe 1,000 for my other characters, so 2,500 total, I'd say.
2,000 for this character.
I guess round about 1.7k.
Oh, I don't know, thousands.
2,000.
Also ich habe
I have different characters, but overall I'd say 2,000.
3,000.
Round about 3,500.
I've just hit over 4,000 hours now.
Close to 700 right now.
What's your favorite activity in Mortal Online?
I enjoy going around the jungle, like with the bow, sneaking around, shooting satyrs. Like I'm the jungle guy. For some reason, I find this very attractive to me.
Honestly, I'm one of the last remaining PvPers, so the only things I do in game revolve around me eventually going back out to PvP, with some PvE thrown in for variety.
I enjoy just playing with my friends, really, but I enjoy ganking. PvP is always really helpful and sort of interesting. Some of the PvE content is fun, but I've done a lot of it, so at this moment in time where my character is sort of built as well as it is, and I have the rings and things that I do, PvP is what's keeping me held to the game.
Riser Dungeon.
My favorite activity, it's small scale PvP. It's not so laggy on the PC, and I think it's usually quite competitive.
Killing players, taking their loot, and hoping that there's something of value in it.
Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das
I don't know if I can say it here like that. The most I like to kill other players from enemy guilds.
Ja, schon.
Don't have favorite activities. I like everything in this game. It's same. PvE, PvP, exploring, crafting.
Wie für viele auch, denke ich mal, das PvP.
As for a lot of others, I guess, the PvP and competing with each other. More concrete, the duels, because there the focus lies on the 1v1, and there you can really give your best and compete, if the server problems don't sabotage you.
Da halt einem keinen Strich durch die Rechnung macht.
Probably helping out the community, like I kind of travel a lot, like I have multiverse lore to kind of travel around in Portal, and I kind of help people with scribing, or if they need like help with extractions or alchemy or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of been the most fun thing I've been kind of doing.
Going around with guildmates and exploring.
What is your biggest in-game goal? What do you want to reach in this game?
I actually have two goals that keep me occupied. First is getting the damn expensive spiritist book, and the second, I want to craft perfect Skadeite hammer with max skills.
Oh yeah.
So I'm working towards that, and yeah, the problem is getting those riser recipes, you know.
My current goal is to build a small village for myself so I can resupply, respawn, and re-gear, and then go out to fight again.
I'm pretty selfless. I want my friends and I to have a lot of fun, and to just keep on kind of doing what we're doing. Like, I mean, it'd be nice to have something more interesting, like world bosses and things like that. But I think generally, I enjoy every day that I play. I enjoy
nice.
meeting new people and socializing, and you know, I mean, a lot of people think that being a red player just means that you're a dickhead, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can make friends.
Having as much fun as possible and making a lot of friends.
I think right now, biggest goal is to just get good. I think.
Getting better rings on my character that will grant me more damage.
Also es ist weniger ein Ziel als...
To be honest, it's less a goal, more like lasting teamwork with all of the guildmates. It's about building up infrastructure so one has access to all the materials. So one can craft, build and buy everything they want. One can buy a lot of expensive things in this game. Takes a lot of time.
Hier sehr viele sehr teure Sachen kaufen. Da kann man sehr lange drauf hinsparen.
I don't have a goal in this game, I just play it for fun.
Da Mortal ja noch lange nicht mit Content so voll
Since
ist,
Mortal is not that filled with content or not on the same level as its predecessor, content-wise, as it should be by now, the goal is becoming one of the best foot fighters in the game.
mit einer der besten Footy Fighter hier im Spiel zu werden.
I don't really know. Like maybe I'm kind of considering maybe sort of starting my own like guild that's solo, and then kind of sort of delving into a bit more of the TC stuff and have a bit more of a kind of my own little kind of village kind of going on type of thing. Maybe that's within the the scope of what I'm able to do solo. But yeah.
Probably from a guild standpoint, a huge ass keep.
What annoys you the most in Mortal?
It's probably the bugs, the overwhelming bugs. That the game is buggy as hell. You wouldn't believe, like, what kind of bugs I'm having on daily basis. And shitters annoy me, like mounted archery, cancer builds. But I understand that this is part of the game. Like, it makes the risk reward, so I shouldn't complain about it a lot. It's just part of the game, but it kinda annoys me a bit.
Probably the changes that Henrik makes. It's slowly making it harder to PvP to the point where, like I said, I'm one of the very few that's left, at least in my opinion.
Okay, can you maybe explain what exactly is he doing so PvP gets harder?
Yeah, the red changes that are happening. For example, I'm gonna be red now. They're adding the red thing, so everybody will know that they can kill me freely. I can no longer enter town with most of my characters, even if, before I could have. Let's see. Basically, it's making it harder to be a solo, because you need a big group, essentially, to build a village, unless you're someone like me who is willing to do nothing but do the work of 10 people over time, And if one person gets angry at me, they can just bring in a mangonel that they could farm in like a day to wipe out my village that I farmed for like a month, because it's just me versus 10 of them.
I don't want to be a sourpuss, but like, I think the thing that's really the most frustrating thing, rather than being annoying, is the inconsistency with the GMs and how some GMs will deal with things one way and some will deal with it the other. I think having like not really a clear vision for the support team is frustrating to have one outcome for some people and another outcome for others. It can be upsetting.
Ich würde sagen, das toxische Verhalten, was meist an den Tag legen.
I'd say it's the toxic behavior a lot of people bring into the game. I often heard racist insults that have been thrown at me. Otherwise, only that, 1 or 2 insults. I'm living in Germany, was also born there, but my parents are from Turkey, and on the base of that I was insulted. Things like dirty dago and so on, but also in general exploits and so on, cheats.
Exploits and so weiter, cheats.
I think one of the top items is probably. I'm trying to pick one. Well, recently, I think some of the TC features just feel really incomplete. They're not really fleshed out, and keep circle interactions and that kind of thing. And obviously, a lot of people are unhappy with sieges. Yeah, I think it's primarily that.
Ab und zu die.
Now and then the delay when you're fighting, that people from different countries have more delay, and then it gets weird in the fight.
Komisches im Fight, im Kampf.
Momentan würde
The moment I'd say in general all the things that aren't working, all the bugs, but I'd say the bank bug, where you can't right click items into your bank space.
Maybe a lot of griefers and toxic community.
Is there anything bad that happened to you in regards of that?
Don't think so. It's just a game.
Okay, so no one insulted you or something like that?
It's hard to insult people if they can be insulted, if you understand what I mean.
Aktuell die Server.
In the moment, the server performance, also the abuses in regards of the potions and other bugs that make unfair advantages for others possible.
Einen unfairen Vorteil zu erhalten.
I think I've been kind of lucky in the fact that, because since I'm solo and I'm kind of constantly doing my own thing, I kind of haven't had the same kind of like content kind of drop as most people, and I probably haven't ran into the same amount of issues as kind of most people, so probably for me it's kind of a hard kind of question to answer. I don't know, I guess kind of more if there was kind of a little bit more variety in how certain content is accessed by other people. Like, for example, if I was to go to a particular dungeon and I had maybe a couple of people I did know or whatever, like, you're always going to be going in the same kind of way into the dungeon, and like you're almost always going to have to like fight the same type of people there every time. So if there's like different ways for maybe certain content to be accessed for various types of people, then maybe, you know, that could be a good thing. Sorry, I don't know if that sounded quite ranty, but or quite long-winded, but yeah.
Now they should do more for solo players, you also mean, with that,
Yeah,
right?
like you know, like I don't pretty much like I'm kind of busy, but like I'm doing my own thing, and you know, I kind of do stuff in various towns, but like probably for other solo or like small group players, like maybe they might kind of want something like that. Shit. You know.
Yeah, the people that just go around creeping, being annoying.
Which new feature coming with the Unreal Engine 5 update excites you the most, and why?
No feature. I'm looking forward to the fixes mostly. Like, there is no new feature in this patch for me, but the fixes are good. Like, things that should have been here already. Like, for example, the color of your allies on the map will not be the same as your enemies. Like, it's yellow right now, but color will be distinguished.
I heard there were some fixes to building, in regards to positioning buildings. Apart from that, off the top of my head, nothing else really comes to mind. Not a big fan of the Unreal Engine update, simply because for some reason it makes the game look really weird on my monitor. I also heard there were some changes in regards to not fully charged attacks doing more damage. That sounds like something that's interesting as well, because it maybe will help counter spinning, because if somebody isn't defending themselves, I can maybe get a cheeky hit in or something. I haven't really tried the PTRs all myself.
I don't really know too much of what's coming with Unreal Engine 5. I've kind of kept my, you know, my head just kind of in the now. New features, I'm not too sure. I'm excited to see where the game goes. I want the game to stay alive, and you know, the population's been dropping a little bit, so I want to see that increase. I'm hoping that the new update will encourage old players to return, old friends to return, and it can be a more active world.
In general, the graphics, I'd say, and that more players are coming, which makes me happy. Yeah, I'd say the graphics, that the world becomes more beautiful.
Tatsächlich über die neuen.
Actually, I'm excited for the new building functions, that you can build buildings differently, that there will be more space for them. Oh, well, the graphics will become much better with the new engine. That will probably change the gaming experience the
For me,
most.
it's optimization, because I have maybe 20-30 FPS more with higher settings.
In erster Linie schon mal die nicht mehr vorhandenen oder sehr wenig.
First of all, the node lines that won't exist anymore, or way less. Let's say the whole performance update you get through that, because it will better the game's immersion and behavior, so we'll all profit from a way better gaming experience in regards of performance, and there won't be as many obstacles in relation to it.
Nicht mehr allzu viele Hürden, sage ich mal, untereinander, was die Performance dann halt angeht.
I think really the big thing about Mortal Online at the moment is the technical aspects of the game that I think, you know, getting kind of bugs fixed and, you know, performance issues, networking, all that kind of stuff to be kind of in a better spot. So eventually it'll be a better platform for the game to hopefully develop better from, and we'll get, you know, more features and content that'll be a lot more stable and kind of less buggy, hopefully more complete, etc. Like, I guess really that's all what I'm kind of looking forward to, is like a better stability kind of going forward for the game, I guess.
I think the TC one with the grocery vendors, so like we'll stop losing money on it.
What are you missing in the game? Which feature should the developers bring in, and why?
I would actually like to see more content in the south, in the jungle. Like, in the new patch, it's the wilderness, just as the wild north. But the north has much more content. The Minnow dungeon, 2 Riser dungeons. Like, compared to that, south is devoid, almost devoid of content, and it's sad to me because I like the jungle, as I said.
There's a couple of beast races in game. Oh no, you know what? Two things come to mind. One, animism, the school of animism. That's something I'm very excited. The second one is beast races. There's satyrs, there's tribe rats. I mean, we have them in. I mean, make one of them playable, even if they're banned from all towns, just as a meme, you know?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Even being able to play a Riser and be red when you start the game would be nice.
Yeah, and the ability to gain Riser up. That's something I'm waiting for as well. That's something that would be cool.
I would like an alternative to bounty hunting, like an assassination, maybe. Like I think that red players don't get enough love. I think at the moment, Star Vault are focusing on improving the new player experience, but that comes at kind of ignoring the veterans that play the game every day. I think something to keep us alive a little bit longer. So the two things that I would like to see would be assassination contracts or something to the equivalent, you know, for red players to take out of Kranesh or some of the other red towns, and maybe a roaming world boss. So I don't like at the moment how the high-end PvP is PvE is locked in one place, so guilds can claim it for themselves. I'd like to see like a roaming spawn for something that's going to encourage people to go and fight out with their cities in their normal comfort zones.
A new dungeon. Does this count as a feature? An elementalist dungeon. Maybe also a new weapon category or a new armor. It's of course more easily said than done, but I'd say elementalist stuff.
I think it should be more content. I think if there was a gold incentive or loot incentive to fight over supply towers or something like that, I think that would be good for the game, just to generate more content, get more people running around and risking gear and loot in the world.
Vielleicht eine kleine Optimierung.
Maybe a little optimization, basically that you don't have FPS drops that much. You have bad performance in one city and then good performance in another, that it gets more balanced, so you always have the same number of FPS anywhere.
Die gleiche Anzahl an Bildern pro Sekunde hat.
Farming and breeding, these are two things I'm missing.
Maybe it's a veteran system or a second slot for the character.
So the veteran system is like you get additional action points and stuff, right? When you
Yes, like I have 20 level clades and 300,000 clade over it already.
Tatsächlich wäre es aktuell einfach der missende Content für die Alteingesessenen.
Actually, in the moment it'd be the missing content for the old veterans in game at the moment, because despite the size of the huge map, in the moment the game has quite little to offer. Also because of the shrinking population. I didn't play MO1 myself, but Saduka would be desirable, and of course new content that is planned after that. The full port would be good, that whole MO1 is brought over to MO2, and then ongoing content that the game won't die and the population will stay, and also generate more new players. Because of the low population and the time going on, you will often have fought against the same people, and then it becomes a routine, so it lacks variety.
Mehrfach gekämpft und ich sag mal, dann ist so ein gewisses Maß an Routine mit drin. Das heißt, es fehlt dann halt auch in den Kämpfen ein bisschen die Abwechslung, finde ich.
For me personally, kind of as was mentioned about my goal with the small villages and stuff, like, you know, kind of make myself a small little kind of village thing or my own little kind of bit of land is like maybe farming, because since I do a lot of alchemy, I've got quite a lot of seeds kind of built up, and you know, being able to, you know, grow those out and stuff would be kind of pretty cool.
I would think dual building or that diva system.
So, thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed. Always remember to make party hard.